waiting for? Lights, camera, Retro Man.
G'day viewers, Retro Man here and welcome to the 80s Show. Now, just recently I did an episode on this one here, the Karate Kid soundtrack from 1984. That was a lot of fun, guys. But for those of you that know the film and the soundtrack very well, you will realise that there was a song that was missing from the Karate Kid soundtrack. It's in the film, but for some reason it doesn't show up on the soundtrack. So today, guys, I'm going to tell you why the song Cruel Summer by Bananarama is not on the Karate Kid soundtrack. Now, this dates back to 1983, guys, and Bananarama were a UK girl band. They had this song called Cruel Summer out on the charts, and it went to number 8 in the UK in June of 1983. So it was a little bit of a hit in the UK, and at that point I think it was their most popular song to date, but internationally the song didn't go anywhere. So guys, fast forward 12 months and they're finishing off the soundtrack for the Karate Kid, and they decide to put an extra song in the film, and of course it's Cruel Summer by Bananarama. So if you remember the film, guys, Daniel is playing soccer on the oval there with Johnny and the Cobra Kai guys, and Ali of course comes over, and what really sets that scene alive is Cruel Summer playing on that scene. And it was the injection of that song into that scene that really caught a lot of people by surprise, because Cruel Summer is such a great song and it's really catchy, and I think a lot of people that saw the Karate Kid film saw that moment, heard that song and went, wow, I really want to hear that song again. So basically that song ended up in that scene, the film was released, and everyone fell in love with that song. It wasn't played for too long, but guys, it really caught the attention of people that love their music. So basically, guys, when they were putting together the soundtrack for the Karate Kid, the band Bananarama decided last minute not to include the song on the soundtrack. They were happy to have it in the film, but they felt, no, we won't put it out on the soundtrack. What we will do is we will just try again and release it in the United States. And it was a real win for Bananarama, because they got a hit song out of it in the United States, and I think they capitalized a little bit more with it not being on the soundtrack. So Bananarama's first hit song in the United States turned out to be Cruel Summer because of its inclusion in the Karate Kid film. So guys, at the time, I guess a lot of people bought the soundtrack and then felt, hang on a minute, where's that Bananarama track? And then they went looking for it and just bought the Cruel Summer single. The girls also followed that release up with a music video, which was shot in New York City, and it features them sort of going around New York, and it's a really cool music video. It's not really a tie-in with the Karate Kid film. They don't have scenes from the film in that music video, but it was just a little bit of a coming out party for the girls to say, we've hit America now, we're in New York City, and finally we've got a hit song. So it mightn't show up on the soundtrack, guys, but the girls really did well with that song, and it's all thanks to the Karate Kid movie. So a lot of you are probably thinking, if you saw my episode not long ago on the Karate Kid, what happened to Cruel Summer? But guys, you can get that one as a single. It's not on here. So that's the story behind the Cruel Summer omission from the Karate Kid soundtrack. And I just wanted to share that with you guys who are probably thinking, hang on a minute, why isn't Cruel Summer on this thing? But I hope that gives you a little bit more insight into the song and really, what a song it is, guys. I really like it. So I think Cruel Summer is definitely one of the best songs in the Karate Kid movie, even though it missed out on being included in the soundtrack. So guys, it was an absolute pleasure reflecting on this great Bananarama song. Tell me in the comments below, what is your favourite song from the Karate Kid soundtrack? And let me know if you're a big fan of Cruel Summer. I mean, that song really has a lease of life still today. I mean, Bananarama reissued it in 1989 again and scored another hit, and Ace of Base, a band, did it again in the 90s. And I think if you hear that song, it immediately gives you that summertime vibe, and it also reminds you of the Karate Kid. So it's a great song, guys. And if you haven't heard it, and I'd be very, very surprised if you haven't, definitely take a listen, because it's a captivating song. Those beats at the start really get you in, and the girls just deliver fabulous vocals. So that's the story behind why Cruel Summer is not on the Karate Kid soundtrack. So guys, if you want to see a little bit more on the Karate Kid soundtrack, please check out my episode that is now playing on the channel. I do a walkthrough of the 10 songs on this album. So definitely, guys, check out that video if you've missed it. So Cruel Summer, man, I really wish they had have included it on here, but not to worry. I have that song in many 80s compilations, and I think it's a song that when people think of the Karate Kid, it's kind of this one that really pops in people's minds. They go, the Karate Kid soundtrack, Bananarama, Cruel Summer, and it's just not on here. But guys, I hope I've solved that little riddle for you. So as always, please like, comment and subscribe. And guys, I will be doing a few more upcoming soundtrack episodes, so please keep a lookout for those. But until then, guys, this is Retro Man, living the dream, 80s style. Stay gold.
Thanks for watching. Retro Man will return faster than a boomerang and just as cool as Bananarama. Please subscribe, and good night, viewers.